ladies, how are you? I'm here to do a tutorial to show you how I made these fabric parts. These are the fabric parts that I sold on my Etsy store. But I don't sell them anymore because they're just far too time consuming. But anyway, so I've got a pack of these, and I bought these from my local craft store. You get a packet for about $2, various size hearts. And I'm using an adhesive fabric paper, and this is DCWV, and this is the one I'm using here. So we'll get straight into it. What you do, of course, you put your heart over section. Not done. So I try not to waste, so I like to start right on the edge where I can. And oops, so that's what I got there. So now the next step is to cut around it. There we go. So that's the next step, and then you just cut around, get rid of that excess. Really simple and easy to make. But if you're selling it in a store, you get really paranoid about it wanting to look perfect, and it does take a while. You'll be surprised how long it takes. It takes me 2 hours to do 9, and I used to sell 9 for $1.80, so it just wasn't worth it in the end for me to sell them. So this is a part that takes a long time. It's just basically going around making sure everything is perfect, but for this tutorial I'm not going to be too fussed with that. And also going in with smaller scissors is great, but I don't have any at hand. So initially I use my craft scissors, and then I turn it to see how it looks. Like I'll turn it this way, and it's all rough looking. Like at the top there, you notice it's a bit rough looking, so I'll go over that with the scissors again. I used to have the small ones when I used to make these, but I still do, but I just can't find them. But after a while we learn how to get by and how to use the big scissors for little things. And again, you want to make that point look nice and neat, so it looks like it's been made by a machine and not like a person actually putting a bit of fabric over the low heart. And you can just tell by feeling it instead of looking at it. Like once you put your scissors up against it, right up against it, and then cut, and if you're cutting fabric, then that means, you know, there's fabric that needs to be cut. And you might not see that if you just look at it, you know what I mean? So you just, I put my scissors right along the edge and cut. So now you will notice it's looking a bit better. And now my next step is I'll go over it with my fingernail and lightly fray the edges to give it that shabby chic look. You don't have to do this, but I think it gives it, like, see that? I like that look. It kind of gives a nice shabby chic look, I think. And right at the tops as well. All the way around. And do it very lightly because it's stuck on. So it'll come off easily. It's like a sticker stuck on with a sticky packing. And yeah, just very lightly. I don't know if that's picking up. I think it may. And so my next step is I get my archival coffee ink, or you can use the Photo Studio one. Then I get my ink blending tool. This is what I made, and I actually made these pads myself and stuck the Velcro on, and that's made from a cosmetic sponge, and then I've put some felt in between to make it strong. I've got a tutorial on how I did it. And but now I'm so wrapped. See, I made them thin because I couldn't find a Velcro wide, but now I've found a wide one, so I can make them as thick as the Tim Holtz ones. But these work good anyway. Like, it doesn't matter if they're not as wide. And so I use one side for one colour and one side for the other colour, because yeah, it's more economical, I suppose. So I get my brown side, then I get my heart and just dab it along the side. Be careful not to get any at the front, just the sides. Another little dab. See, because that's all you need, don't it? Like, it doesn't need to be much wider. I think so anyway. Dab, dab. It's more controlled, whereas if it's wider, then, you know, you've got more ink and harder to control the area you want. Depends if you're working on a large area or not with ink. But in this case, I think it's perfect. And then also, of course, working in there, you can see me kind of doing that there. And you just kind of look at it and see where the sides, where it needs more inking. And it's really important to do the sides because it makes it pop. And if you notice on the wooden dove ones that I sell in my store, they actually pop because they have got that on the sides, like the dark shading, and the back is like that. And so that's what you're left with, and you can see how that kind of made it pop. And if you want to intensify it, you can, and even if you want to put a little bit on the fabric itself, very lightly, you can. And I wouldn't re-dip for this part, I'll just use what's already on your ink pad. I mean, yeah, there. See? Very, very subtle. And there, that's how you make the fabric wooden butterflies that I sold in my store. So yeah, thank you all for watching, and give it a go. These I bought at any $2 store, craft store, variety store, and you know, the Asian stores, that's where I got mine from. A shop called Mostly $2. It was called Mostly $2. It's a $2 shop. Some $2 shops have them, some don't. But look around. Okay, thanks guys. Bye bye. See ya.